Hi everyone, welcome to the Wednesday class. Basti is going to be doing the chat from North Norfolk. Thank you, Basti.
Good morning, everyone. I'll disappear for now.
You're in a different room every time, Basti.
I know. I've just got to cruise around Norfolk just in order to get internet.
Try and find an internet place. Yeah, oh, look, here we go. Here's Catherine from Vienna. Linda from Uggleshaw. That's right, Norfolk. Elizabeth from South Norfolk. Marjorie, Michael, Claudine, Jenny, Jacqueline, James, Sylvia, Sally, and now it's going too fast, I can't keep up. Sabina. It's great to see you all here on the chat. I'm really excited about today because, well, I made a bit of a, I was just talking to Basti about this. I made a slight maths error when I did the planning for the points, because you might realize there are actually 5 elements, and we've actually got like 2 arms and 2 legs, and we've got like 3 channels on the inside and outside of the arms and legs. You may have already noticed that. Now that adds up to 12 channels, or 6 pairs of channels, and there are only 5 elements. So, you might be thinking there's a problem there, a basic math problem, which I failed to spot. I can't believe it. When I was doing the points for this 10-week cycle. So I've done a bit of a tweak, and I've put in some other points, which I'll just explain in a moment. So we're going through the 5 elements through the whole year. We've already been through 10 weeks of water, 10 weeks of wood, and now we're well into the fire element. Now the fire element has actually got 4 meridians, not 2. And the reason for that is because we need to have the maths work out. We've only got 5 elements, and we've actually got 6 pairs of meridians. And that's why there's the Pericardium Channel and the triple heater channel are also in the fire element. And so that means I had to rejig the points. So I'll just show you what I've done. I've actually put in a heart protector point for today, and I put a triple heater point in for later on in the series, after we've had Cat's Kitchen, which is going to be in 3 weeks' time. So yeah, so that explains why we're going to do a point of the week that's actually on a different channel this week. And I'm really excited about it because I found out some stuff that I think you're going to find quite funny. I found it funny myself. Been doing my homework with a massive book. And so, yeah, everything is cool. Okay, right. So without further ado, let's continue our journey into the fire element. And before we do that, let's just tune in and make sure we get an idea of where we are as a group. We'll do the body scanning, the 3 heater scanning, and we'll find out how we're doing. Okay, can't wait. Here we go. So let's just find some space. I'm going to do a whole body scan first. I'm going to fill a whole page up with how I'm feeling. I always think it's a really good idea. At least once a week, it's a good idea. It's just to check in to see how we are. Very simple, really. We're just going to stand. We're going to scan through our body using our attention, and we're going to figure out how we are. So let's do it together. We're going to start off above our heads, scanning down through our head, checking out our jaw, checking out the throat area, checking out our necks, checking out the shoulders, checking out chest area, down the arms. You're kind of scanning it like a photocopier down into the diaphragm, down through the abdominal area, into the hips, and then down into the feet. Okay, now let's just relax for a second, just review that scan. I'm just going to go through my own body, just see if I'm holding anywhere, which I am. I'm just going to tune in, also not just on the physical level, so we're just feeling out how our emotions, how our mind's working, and bring that into the picture. Okay, let's just spend a minute just drawing that down. Just going to do the same thing myself. A few things going on today. And then at the end, we can have a look at the picture again and just see if we feel any different. Hopefully we will. All right, just checking in again, scanning down again. Great. Okay, so that's your whole body picture. I hope you've got that sketched down. And the next thing we're going to do is tune into our 3 heaters. And this is particularly interesting today as we get onto the point of the week, because I'll explain that this is actually a really, really powerful point, and it does actually work on more than one heater, and we can explore that later on together. Okay, so let's check in, and we've had some dramatic movements in the heaters. We had a really big time where the upper heater was really, really dominant, and then we had a time again when a lot of frustration came in and long-term lockdowns came in, and that was when the middle heater, particularly I think the liver and the stomach, became dominant. So let's find out how we're doing as a group now. We'll just quickly go through the heaters and 3 burning space areas, Chinese medicine, and find out. Okay, so here we go. I'll do it with you. I'm going to stand up today, I think. Just feel like standing up. Lower heater. And what we'll do is we'll scan through 3 of them, and then we'll draw at the end. Shall we do that? That's quite a good way, because we compare then. So let's just relax and tune into the lower heater. That's this area here, down into the pelvic floor, round into the sacrum. We're just going to close our eyes for a second, tune into that area, and see what it's like. Got it? Okay, now we're going to shift our attention up to the middle burner. That's below the diaphragm, through into the lower thoracic spine. That's kind of around here. And we're going to compare it and just see if it feels the same as the lower heater. Okay, so let's just tune into that middle burner area. Uh-oh, it feels pretty different to me. I don't know about you, but let's see. Okay, just ask yourself, what is it like? Okay, and now let's go on to the upper burner, which is above the diaphragm, the whole lungs and heart area. And we'll see what that's like. Okay, closing our eyes again, tuning in to this area. Very good. Okay, excellent. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn those into 3 contrasting images in our mind before we draw them. Just get a picture in your mind of what they're like, what they feel like, or how they are for you, and then let's draw it down. Okay, and I bet probably by now you've already decided which you're going to vote for, which burner you're going to vote for today. No, I have. And while we're doing that, I'll just get the slide up with the giving it away. Just go back a bit. Yes, okay, so we're here. So yeah, so basically that's what we're looking for. Relaxed and strong in the lower burner. Flexible and flowing, so if you're getting any blocks or anything like that in the middle burner, something to work on. And this should be open and relaxed. If you get a feeling of tightness, especially we're getting a lot of clients coming in with that at the moment, tightness, that's something we should work on in the upper burner. So, and the other thing is you don't really want a lot of heat anywhere. Heat can mean different things in different burners, but it's generally not a good idea to have too much hot or heat anywhere. Okay, got your 3 burners organized. Fantastic. Let's let's run the poll. I want to find out. Let's find out which of the burners you'd like to work on. Here we go. Which of the burners would you like to work on most today? And we'll find out. Last week, if I remember right, the middle burner and the lower burner, middle burner and upper burner were equal, which showed a slow decrease in the issues for the middle burner, because what we've had in the past, as I say, is the upper and the middle burner really taking over from the other. So let's have a look what we've got. Wow, this is so interesting now. Look, we've got it pretty much even all the way through each of those areas. In fact, the lower burner is now, I think for the first time ever, has now beaten the middle and upper burner, which is, that's pretty amazing. Because if you remember the last year or so, it's really been trailing there. So that's really, really interesting. Okay, but they're pretty even, but the lower burner takes it. Okay, so let's just find out also which zone you're in. I'm just going to go back to this polyvagal chart. So do you think you're in the green zone, the red zone, or the blue zone, or combinations of the different zones? Okay, so that you can either be in the red, green, or blue, or you can be in the green and red, or the red and blue. Okay, I'm going to share that poll now. Let's find out how you are. Okay, look at that. Well, we know what we've got to do today, don't we? We've got to get most of us who are in the green and red down into more firmly into the green zone. And look, we've got 12% people in the red and blue zone, and 3% in the blue zone. So again, that's something we'd really want to work on. We want to help you if you're starting to get into that blue, into that freeze state. So let's do some work on that with the breathing and the doing and everything. And I think we're going to find the point of the week is going to be really useful for that, because as we'll find out later, it actually works on both the upper and the middle burner. It's a very, very powerful point. Okay, cool. So let's start off. I'm thinking now about the lower burner. I think we need to do a special on the lower burner, and then we really need to start deregulating us back into the green zone. So let's do a nice, a very good lower burner warm up to start with, and strengthening the lower burner, and then we'll work on getting those zones sorted out. Okay, now if we're going to deregulate ourselves from getting into that red zone, we need to calm down. One of the really good things we can do is doing the shaking. So we're going to start off with shaking this week. Another thing is also, if I've got quite a few people going into that blue zone, and we really want to make sure that we can unfreeze you. So if you're in the red zone, it's a case of releasing and relaxing. And if you're in the blue zone, going into the blue zone, it's a case of energizing your body and defreezing it, if you see what I mean. Okay? So let's do it nice and systematically. We're going to stand shoulder width apart. Okay, we're going to just let that head float up. And we're going to just check out through our joints, making sure there's plenty of space in the joints. Remember last week, heart one, remember that egg under the armpit? Then we're going to shake out, shake down. Okay, so now once we've loosened up all the joints, let's see if we can just release the whole body a bit by shaking. And we're going to start at the top, and we're going to just open the jaw, relax the jaw, and shake the jaw down. Very good. Relaxing the throat, relaxing the neck. Make some sounds if you've not got anyone listening in for the neighbours. Make some sounds as you're breathing out. Okay, we're releasing the shoulders, keeping that jaw relaxed. Great. Okay, and then we're going to relax the upper body. What I'm doing is I'm kind of shaking front and back here, getting those ribs opened at the top. Very good. Okay, we're going down, we're opening up the elbows and the wrists. Okay, so we're going to ask ourselves, why is the lower burner now taking over? Well, I think a lot of it's just the duration, because the lower burner is affected by long-term stress. It's kind of more to do with long-term kind of stress and fatigue. The upper burner is more to do with shock and initial emotions. The middle burner is more to do with long-term, slightly more long-term stagnation, kind of frustration and things. The lower burner is related to long-term fatigue and the adrenal system. So I think that's what's happening now. The lower burner is just taking over a bit. And so we've got to make sure we do a really good job once we finished our shaking, getting that energized. Okay. So where were we? Got down to about here, didn't we? Let's release the diaphragm. Release the diaphragm. Okay, also we found out last week that a lot of us are getting issues in the shoulders and the neck as well. So we do make sure we do a good workout for the whole head and neck as well at the end of the session. So going down to the hips, keep shaking, you go down into the legs. Okay, very good. A bit stronger. Get the whole body moving. Very good. And then slowing up. Okay, excellent. All right, so now let's do some low abdominal breathing. And what we want to do is get a nice feeling of connection with the earth, get that head top floating up, and we're just getting really in touch with the spine. So feel the sacrum as if it's a weight on the end of a pendulum, and your head's being suspended by that cord. Everything is very free. You can open up, we can open up our shoulders, get that egg under our armpit, relax the hips, relax the knees and the ankles, and float that head up. Okay, very good. So let's breathe in deeply. Okay, and breathe out. Just notice where that breath goes when you take a deep breath in. Is it like this? Or is it, or somewhere in between? Because what we want to try and do is we want to try and get that breath down into the lower dantian. So let's rub our hands together. And we're going to place one hand under the navel, 1.5 inches below the navel. And let's see if we can get that breath really down there. Okay, now let's keep those hips really relaxed, knees and feet really relaxed. Connect with the earth. Breathing in. Bring that breath down into the lower burnout. And we want to fill it up into the lower back as well, not just on the front of the body. Hold it. Relax the pelvic floor, just holding the pelvic floor, relaxing the sacrum, relaxing the shoulders. That's it. And then slowly breathing out. Okay, as you breathe out, you just imagine the air is coming out. You imagine the energy or the warmth coming in with the breath, and you hold it into this, or we hold it into the lower abdomen here. This is a really good way of strengthening up the lower burner. So let's do it a few more times. Breathing in, imagining light coming in. Hold it. And then breathing out. And with our imagination, we're imagining this whole area is getting filled up. Okay, let's do one more. Breathing in. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep those feet on the ground. Breathing in. Hold it. Relaxing the hips. Holding the pelvic floor. Just with our imagination like a bowl. Hold the energy there. Breathing out. Very good. And relaxing. Okay, let's shake our hands together and let's energize that lower burner. We're going to use an area that is around the conception vessels 4 and 6, CV4 and 6, this whole area around here, just below the navel. This is kind of like called the gate of life in Chinese medicine. It's supposed to be one of the most important places in the body to energize, especially as we've got lower burner winning the pole for the most wanted to be worked on burn. So we better make sure we do a good job here. Now let's just keep this relaxed, and we're going to just keep that circling round. It's quite light pressure, and it's more of an energy connection thing rather than a physical pressing. It's not like I'm pressing like this. It's quite light, keeping that egg under my armpit, and that's keeping the circulation going down into my hands getting warm. And once we do that, we can just soften the hips a bit, relax the knees, relax the ankles, keep that feeling of connection with the earth. Excellent. Okay, and now as we're breathing into the dantian, and we're keeping the arms as open and relaxed as we can. If we do that, look what happens. We start to get very warm hands, and we can start feeling that warmth penetrating into the lower burner through that gate of life. And this is the most fundamental Qi Gong type exercise for strengthening the lower burner. So let's really make the most of it this week and see if we can zap that heat all the way in so it starts to fill up the whole of the lower burner. So we want to feel it go right into the body. We're aiming it in towards the back. Very good. And we can imagine it just getting stronger and stronger, going deeper in and filling and relaxing the whole of the lower burner. Okay. Keep that egg under our armpit to maximize the circulation. Excellent. Okay, just a few more cycles. Okay, now there's a point on the back, bladder 23, which is the associated effect point of kidney. It's kind of like a similar thing on the back. If you've got the flexibility in your hands, you can do this with me, loose fists, circles around this point, which is in the middle of the lumbar spine, if you remember from the water element. Okay, if you've got any shoulder tension or it's difficult for you to do that, just keep doing this and zap it down. This way we can aim the energy or the warmth into the lower burner kind of through this way. Okay, very good. Now the lower burner is the root of yin and yang of the whole body. We'll talk about yin and yang a bit later on when I show you the pericardium 6, some stuff I found about pericardium 6. But this is the whole area, so this is where all the warmth and the coolness of the body comes. It's also linked to the adrenal system, embryologically, so linked with Western medicine idea of the adrenal system. It's really important that we keep that connected to the earth, and the best way to do that is with our favourite point, kidney 1. Okay, so I'm going to make sure give kidney 1 a really good workout. Here we go. So if you can sit on a chair, or you can join me by sitting on the mat or whatever, let's get, oh, my feet are so cold. Let's get kidney 1 really energized. And what we'll do is we'll do a special on the kidney channel today. The reason for that is because the kidney channel runs up here through kidney 3, kidney 10, and into the lower burner. And it's because the kidney and bladder dominate the lower burner, this is a really important channel to make sure we open up on the feet. So let's really give it a good go. I'm pressing my fingers right into kidney 1 and opening my foot up like this. Okay, and once we've done some actual opening it's time to do some doing, some tapping on it. So I'm going to just tap kidney 1. I'm using flat my hand and also my loose fists here just to get right in there. Okay, how about some point combinations? Remember this? We've got kidney 3 just behind the ankle, between the ankle and the Achilles tendon. Remember that from the water element cycle? And we can press kidney 1 in and try and connect those 2 points up. And if you do that, I wouldn't be surprised if you feel a sensation in the lower burner, because that's a very strong point combination. So if we relax here into the lower back, and then we press in here, you might be able to feel a connection all the way up there into the lower burner. Okay, excellent. Let's give it a bit of a stretch out again. Do the other foot. One of the things I love doing in these exercise classes is working on kidney 1 and then just standing up again. It just makes so much difference because this bubbling spring point connects with the earth. It's a really important point in Qi Gong, and it just makes you stand differently, as we'll find out in a moment when we stand up. Okay, so I'm opening up and then it's going. Very good. Okay, here we go. And then point combinations, kidney 1 and kidney 3 together like this. So I can give you a really good view. There we go, look, kidney 1 and kidney 3 together. And I'm going to press them in like this and just see if I can connect them up with the lower burner. Just imagine this connection going up here through into kidney 10 and then up into the lower burner there. Excellent stuff. There we go, some self-shiatsu. Can't be bad. Doing self-shiatsu and some Qi Gong, and we've only just started. Okay, great. And I like to do this too. This is a good way of stimulating kidney 1. Just tapping on the bottom there. Okay, and then putting our socks back on. A little bit cold here, even though the sun is shining beautifully outside the window here. I've got lots of lovely light in the room today. Okay, just adjust my camera again and we'll stand up again and see what it's like to stand up after we've worked kidney 1. How about that? Oh, I love that feeling. Can you feel the difference now? I'm sure you can feel the difference. We've got a nice open feeling in kidney 1. It's so much easier to feel that connection with the earth. You can almost feel the bubbling spring going up into the lower burner. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so now why don't we do some going on the kidney and bladder channels. Really important water element channels that link directly with the lower burner. And we'll start off where we left off. My little kidney 1 and kidney 3 are zinging away. So let's go from kidney 3 up into the lower burner and then down through the bladder channel, back down into bladder 60, the mountain, remember that point? So I'm going to tap just here behind my ankle, that's kidney 3. I'm going to tap up, inside back of the legs. Okay, and actually the point then goes internally, the channel goes internally, it comes out just on top of the pubic bone here, kidney 11, which we haven't actually done, but it's a point on the kidney channel. And then it kind of goes deep into the hip, and it's often used for treating hip issues, the kidney channel. Okay, we'll go round. I'm going to go down onto the back. Remember these point right underneath here, bladder 36. Really good for the lower back. I'm going to tap down the back of the legs. Some other good points for the back. This is all very good for the lower back. Down to bladder 60, and then down to the little toe. And then we can come back up again. Kidney 3. Yeah, up onto the top of the pubic bone, and go round the hips, and then back down. Very good. Okay. Now tapping is really good. If you go into the blue zone, tapping is recommended because it kind of stimulates the body to get out of the freeze state. So it's a really good idea. And if you're in the red zone, what it does is it releases the muscle. So it's a really good all-purpose technique for red and blue zone states in the body. So in the red zone, you're just basically releasing the muscle tension. Okay, so it's the same technique, but it has very different effects depending on where your body is within this whole kind of stress cycle. Okay, can we go one more down? Okay, and then down. And off we go. Lovely. Okay, excellent. Let's shake the legs out. Okay, I'm just going to jump them down a bit. Shake down. Okay, how about that? Let's tune into the lower burner now and see how we're doing. Much better. Okay, nice connection with the earth. Feels quite energized, but kind of calm at the same time. Nice and warm all the way around there. Okay, excellent stuff. So now, once we've done the foundation, we can move on to the middle and the upper burner, and we can do point of the week. Okay, so let's start off with our favorite twisting exercise. It's always good for any stagnation in the middle burner, particularly around the diaphragm. This is how we do it. We open up the kidney 1, connect with the earth, float the head up, feel the spine extending downwards, and then you just imagine that someone's twisting that little thread that's holding up your head. Okay, I'm going to look with my eyes to the left and right as well. Okay, and I'm just twisting it round. And then once you start building up a bit of momentum, you can focus it in on the middle burner and feel more of a strength of it. As you get to this point here, what that does is it opens up the whole gallbladder channel and it opens and twists the middle burner. Really good exercise, nice and simple, very effective. And also the other thing is it's moving, which is one of the things that happens in the middle burner. It tends to stagnate. So we're going to very good. Very good. Okay, keeping that middle burner really relaxed. Okay, excellent. So now let's go around. Let's just do some channels on the legs for the middle burner. So we'll do the stomach and spleen. Are you ready? So we're going to go down the outside of this abdominal muscle here. This is where the stomach channel runs. It runs all the way from the head, actually, all the way from the eyes, all the way down. And we pick it up here in the middle burner. We go down outside the legs, outside, and up the inside. Down the outside front of the legs, up the inside. Down the outside of the legs. Okay, we're going to keep it going this time. We're going to keep going down and up the inside. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to go up into here. Remember this gate of hope movement here, opening up the liver. Can you see how that would work with the twisting? And then we go down the outside, this is the gallbladder channel, right into the buttocks there, into gallbladder 30. We've covered a lot of these points now on point of the week, haven't we? So go down here, just remember this gallbladder 34, all the way down, and then up, liver channel, liver 8 here at the back of the knee, remember that? And then back up. Gate of hope, liver 13 and 14. And then down the gallbladder channel again, gallbladder 30. Pivot 1, remember for the hips. Down, outside the legs. Up the inside. Very good. Okay, one more cycle. So up here. And then down, outside the legs. Up the inside. Excellent. Okay, great. So there we are, shaking out. Brilliant. So that's our middle burner workout. So now we've just got the upper burner to do. And any minute now, we're going to be doing point of the week. Okay, so let's go back to those elements again. We've got basically the earth element down the front of the body. The wood element is the sides of the body. And the water element is the back of the body down the bladder channel. Now the arms, we've got the metal element, which we'll get to in the autumn, which goes down here to these two fingers, the lung and the large intestine channel. And as I was saying earlier, we've got a bit of a problem because we've got 5 elements, we've got 12 meridian pairs. So we've solved it by having 4 fire element channels down the arms. And this is where the pericardium and the heart channel come in, because they're both fire element channels. And they both link in with the upper burner and with the heart. We can explore them straight away by doing these stretches. Okay, so we're going to do the pericardium stretch first, which breathe in, we breathe out, we aim for the middle finger, open up all the connective tissue and the muscles in the upper part of the chest, and breathe out. Now, if you can feel any stiffness at all or any discomfort there, that could be because it's the pericardium channel is a bit obstructed, and we're getting a lot of that in the clinic at the moment as people come back after lockdown. There's a lot of emotional stuff stuck here. So let's breathe in again and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Okay, the pericardium is the muscles around the heart. It's like the physical protection for the heart. This channel, this stretch, as we did last week, remember opening up the egg, heart 1. This stretch is for the heart meridian, which goes deeper into the heart. So we breathe in, open the armpits up, breathe out, and press our hands backwards towards the wall. Now that stretch you can feel there into the elbows and into the little finger is the heart meridian stretch. And again, if you've got any stiffness there or any discomfort, as you do that stretch, it could be an obstruction in the heart channel. So let's do it a few more times, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Okay, so that's the pericardium, that's the heart, and the other yin channel, there's 3 on the inside of the arms, is the lung channel. And to open up that, we do this stretch, breathing in, breathe out, and stretch up like this, into the thumb. Very good. Breathing in, breathing out, and stretching down. Breathing in, breathing out, stretching up. Okay, excellent, right? It must be time for point of the week, and it is. This is just so much fun. I'll be doing my homework. I try and do that every week, do my homework. And this is one of the most famous points in the whole body. It's so famous, in fact, that it's actually broken out into the mainstream. And I'll just show you some really funny stuff that I found out on the internet in a minute. First of all, I'll show you where it is. Just skip to this. And it's right here, pericardium 6, Neiguan, or inner parts, okay? And this is how you find it. You take 3 fingers, you get your wrist like this, and you place your hand, just like in the picture, right here. You measure up, and just between those tendons there is pericardium 6. Okay, now it's a really, really amazing point because it works the middle burner and it works the upper burner. So it regulates the heart, calms the spirit, a bit like the fire element points, like the heart points. So it calms the spirit, but it also harmonizes the stomach. And you might think, well, why is that? It's a bit weird. And it's because basically the heart protector channel is on the inside of the arm and the liver channel is on the inside of the leg. And they're kind of connected. They link down into the middle burner, which means you can use this point. It also unbinds the chest. Remember we were talking about that, unbinding the chest. So what I'd like to do now is I'd just like to show you how you can experience the point rather than just showing you where it is. And I'll just show you some really cool things that you can do with this point. It's really, really famous, this point. I'll show you how famous it is in a minute. So have you got it? It's 3 fingers widths from the wrist crease, and it's just in here. Okay, I'm going to press it like this. I'm going to put my fingertips around there, or you can do it like this as well. The main thing is, let's see if we can actually feel the action point. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just relax, stand like we were doing before, really relaxing. And let's just tune into our middle burner. So I want you to just tune in to this whole area here. And then I'd like you to gently press into that point and see if you can feel a connection into the middle burner. Okay, now you might just think you're imagining it, but let's try going off the point. So just try this experiment, just move slightly up, away from the point, towards your elbow. Now tune into your middle burner again. Tuning into the middle burner, we're going to work down towards the wrist. So what I'm doing is I'm slowly working towards the point. And then you see if you can feel a difference. When you actually hit the point, see if you can feel a difference here. And if you can, that means that point is acting on your middle burner. Okay, now we can do exactly the same thing with the upper burner by tuning in here. Again, pressing the point, seeing what kind of sensation you get in the upper burner. And again, you can do the same experiment, go away from the point, I'm going up towards the elbow, away from the point, I'm coming down. Okay, and see what effect it has. Now it'll have different effects depending on how your energy is set up. I would expect those of you who voted for the middle burner will probably get more of an effect on the middle burner, as in fact I did. If you voted for the upper burner, you may indeed find that that affects the upper burner more. Okay, now see what I've found on the internet about this point. It is pretty funny. Okay, now you might, if you're not in Britain, you may not know about Boots the Chemist. Boots is a very, very respected brand in the UK. It's a very trusted firm of pharmacies. And look what I found on their website. Adult travel bans, okay, no unpleasant side effects, okay, suitable for adults and children. These acupressure bands use ancient Chinese principles of acupressure. Acupressure is believed to work by restoring the balance of negative, yin, and positive, yang, qualities in the body. And listen to this, as imbalances are believed by some people to affect health. So there we are, people. You might be one of those strange people that believe that imbalances affect your health. How to use it. The band is worn on each wrist with the button placed over the Neiguan point. A diagram is included on the product packaging. To find this point, place your middle 3 fingers inside of each wrist, and the correct point is just under the edge of your index finger. I'm telling you how to do it, yeah? And then what it is basically, it's like a little button on a wrist, Chris. You put it in and it's used for morning sickness and for travel sickness. And there we are. So it's actually made it into the high street pharmacy for people who believe that imbalances affect your health. So there we are, Pericardium 6. I love that. So you must know that point because you can even get the thing in Boots. In fact, I'm going to just put a thumbs up in the chat. And I thought that was pretty funny. Imbalances, some people believe that imbalances can affect your health. Amazing. Right, okay, back to the exercise. So we're going to work some more on Pericardium 6. I guess the Boots lawyers had to go past that text to make sure that it didn't convene any advertising standards or something like that. Okay, so we have got Pericardium 6. It's a really powerful point for regulating the middle and the upper burner. So what we can do now is we can integrate that into our Doin sequence. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here. And we're going to do a circuit around the pericardium and the triple heater channels. Okay, so here we go. Down through here. And when you get to Pericardium 6, we're just going to give it an extra tap. And as I'm doing that, I'm tuning into my middle burner. Or you can tune into your upper burner to see what happens. And then down. Okay, and then we go up this middle outside the leg. Triple heater. Okay, triple heater. So this is triple heater. We're going to do a triple heater point later on in this cycle. Okay, so we're going to go down. I'm going to tune into my middle burner. I'm going to just tune in here. I'm just going to see if I can find just the right place to tap to get this feeling of relaxation here. If you're an upper burner person, you probably do want to do the tune in more to your upper burner. Okay, if you're not feeling too much happening, it's probably just because the point isn't indicated for you right now. Okay, so let's just shake that out. And here we go. Are you ready to check out Pericardium 6? I'm going to go down, tuning into my middle burner, getting closer, right over the point. Actually, I can feel quite a strong effect just here, because that's probably because I need it so much. There we go down, and then we go back up here, the triple heater channel. Okay, excellent. Very good. Okay, then brushing off. Let's give it another stretch and see if that Doin has affected the stretch. Usually it makes it easier. Let's try breathing in. Breathe out. Lovely. Breathing in. Nice and smooth and easy. Okay, excellent. Okay, I think we need to do a little bit of work on the lungs, and then let's make sure we get these yang channels sorted out. So let's do the stretch again, breathing in, breathing out. And we can come into lung 1. It's going to be the autumn before we get onto the metal element, and we will find out all the points along, all the important points along the lung channel. But for now, let's just get that channel activated. It's a very good channel to release sadness in the body, and there's quite a lot of that going on at the moment. Grief and sadness is related to the lung, and opening up this area is very important for keeping a positive attitude. There's quite a lot of research been done on that as well, body posture and emotions. You know, this feeling, you often get this feeling of going like this when you feel kind of sad and shutting down. So opening up this lung 1 area, what it does is it opens out, it tends to feed in a feeling of positivity into your body mind, and we certainly need plenty of that right now. Okay, so let's open up that lung 1 point. Excellent stuff. Okay, and get that out, and then breathing out and brushing off. And the other side. And this way. Okay, so this is lung 1 here, just right in here, and it comes out and it goes down the body, right past the elbow here, and down onto the thumb. Okay, lung 1. Okay, there we go. So that's the lung channel. And here's a lovely stretch for the lung, right intestine. Thumbs connected together by linking them together. We breathe in. Slowly we go forward. We bring the arms up and we point the first finger, which is where the large intestine channel runs, towards the ceiling. Breathe out and stretch the back of our legs here. Really open up the spine, especially the upper part of the thoracic spine, and then relax out. Breathing in again. Breathe out. Very good. Okay, and then again, breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. Okay, shaking out. Wow, feels so much better. Okay, I think it's time that we did some work on the yang channels. We want to get that yang channels as open as we can. I know we did a poll last week and we found that the vast majority of us are having issues in the head or the shoulders. So let's really clear them out. We can run through the channels at the same time. Okay, so basically we've got the sides of the body, the front and back, and we've got the front. So let's start off with the front for a change today. And what we're going to do is we're going to just gently press around the eyes. Just be careful if you've got contact lenses, obviously. We're just going to gently press around the eyes. And let's explore the channels that run from the eyes, because working out on the computer a lot, being on a lot of Zoom calls can really affect the eyes. We're getting a lot of clients coming in with dry eyes, tired eyes, and things like that. Here's some great points for that. Now, there's several points around the eyes that you need to know. Right? There's these ones here, just directly below the pupil. That's like stomach 2. And it goes down to here into stomach 3. So these points here are actually used for the eyes, surprisingly enough, because what they do is they clear any heat or dryness from the channel down, out, away from the eye. And then once we get down to here, we can then go round into the jaw, just using some acupressure here, and then fingertips all around. Okay, so it's eyes and then down into the jaw. That's the stomach root connection to the eyes. Okay, now we have another very famous connection, which is the Gallbladder Channel, which we did in the wood cycle, and it starts here. So I like to just press like this with my palms of my hands on the temples around this area here. This is where gallbladder 1 is. And then the idea is to again press away again from the eyes down towards the neck and the shoulders. So again, if you're getting heat or dryness in the eyes, we want to try and just use the channel to kind of get the heat away from the eyes. And again, we're getting a lot of clients with that gallbladder heat and stuff coming on. Liver heat rising up into the head is a very common thing with a lot of sitting about, a lot of decision making and planning and watching a screen. It's a kind of combination that's going to do that here. Okay, so I'm just going to press around again, around the sides of my head. And just for a bit of a change, we can tap, gallbladder 1, and just tap on the sides of the head. That's it. And then tapping at the top of the head, we've got the bladder 1. Remember that point from the water cycle, the water element cycle, bladder 1. So a really good point. In fact, it's even on the adverts for Anodin. Remember those adverts? Oh, I've got a headache. This is a natural place that people hold when they've got eye strain or headache. And we can put it into our routine by squeezing in here and then tapping over the top of the head. Lovely. Okay, great. So that's the head. Get the idea. It's like draining. Get those eyes sparkling. And then once we've got the head. Just going to pull my ears a bit. Once we get the head nice and open, all the channels open, then we've really got to make sure we go down through the neck. Okay, so let's try that. And we're going to do some tapping today. So we're going to tap around here, picking up around the base of the cranium, tapping around bladder 10. Remember that one? Bladder 10. And then we've got gallbladder 20. Both these points are really important for the neck. So we're going to give them a good tap. And then we can tap from them down the channels. So this is the bladder channel here, bladder channel down here. And this is the gallbladder channel. Okay, and once we've opened them up with the tapping, then we can give them a good squeeze with the heel of the hand. Excellent. Okay, very good. So that's the bladder and the gallbladder. So now we just need to make sure we sort the stomach channel out on the neck. We can go down. Very good. Okay, so once we've got all these channels opened up down into the neck, the thing we've got to make sure is that we don't get anything stuck in the shoulders. And a lot of this really great points for that. Remember that gallbladder 21, that point presses things down the body. So let's build that into a standing up routine now. I'm just going to stand up again. Okay. So we clear the head, we've got the neck nice and open. So let's really make sure we get those shoulders released. I'm going to use this tapping technique. You can support your elbow if you like. Tapping right on the top of the shoulder here, right on the top, gallbladder 21. And I'm going up as far as I can into the neck and down onto the top of the shoulders. This whole area is being released. Very good. Okay, on the other side. I'm going to hold my elbow. Okay, you really want to get those shoulders released. Wow, that feels pretty good. Now it's all released here, we've got to go shake it down the body. So let's do some shaking down. Ready? So if you can shake it all the way down into your hands and into your feet. Okay, now you can see there's a direction to what we did today, and we follow that direction almost every week, which is strengthening up the inner part of the body by using the yin channels, opening up the yin channels in the arm to help the upper heater, and then getting the yang channels, which are on the outside of the body, down and out through the hands and feet. And that's what gets rid of the tension that can do this. On the computer, you want to connect with the earth, release. Okay, so the only one thing we need to do now is just get that bladder channel worked. I'm going to see if I can reach it today. Can you reach it here? Oh, just about do it. Tapping down. And then picking it up just at either side of the spine and picking it up here. And then down the outside of the legs, back down to the feet again. Okay, excellent. Good, we've just got a few more minutes, and always good at the end to check in and also integrate everything together using the breath. And one of our favorite things in this group is to do this Tai Chi movement. So let's spend a few moments using that to connect with heaven and earth, yin and yang. So we're going to open up kidney 1, just to finish up with, and then just really relax. Feel the connection in your body. Okay, and what we're going to do is going to get that thread there, and we're just going to lower ourselves down and let those arms come up. And we're going to go back up again. Okay, we're going to harmonize it with the breath, so we're breathing in, and we're breathing out. We're breathing in, and we're breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Very good. So that's the external form. So let's really use it internally, okay? And let's use it, first of all, let's connect with the earth. So we're going to feel really heavy in our body. We're going to open up kidney 1, and we're going to feel a connection with the earth, right down and deep into the earth. So our legs become like roots, and let's just sink down with our weight into the earth. And then we're going to push up as if we're really heavy, pushing up from the ground. Very good. Breathing in. Heavy, sinking down. Breathing out. Pushing up from the earth. Sinking down. Pushing up. Sinking down. Pushing up. Okay, so that's the yin, that's the connection with the earth, that's the feeling of solidity and weight in our body. So now let's go for the yang, that's connection with the heavens. We're going to feel light. Okay, we're still connected to the earth, but we're going to feel a light in our body. We're going to get that thread connecting with the heavens. And let's just think up into the sky as far as we can, bring the air in as wide as we can, and we're going to just float down really lightly, really light, breathing in. And we're going to pull up from the head top. That's it. Keeping everything really integrated. And we're going to just float down. We're really light now, and our hands are floating up almost like through water. We're floating up. Every cell feels really light and free. That's very good. Breathing in. Okay, breathing out. Okay, we have that free movement and connection with the air and the heavens. This is more the yang. So it's more energy and movement and less solidity. Excellent. So now we can combine them together. We can balance out the yin and yang together. So let's link in first of all with the earth, and we're going to sink down deep into the earth. And we're going to switch our attention to our head top, and we're going to float up. Just feeling all that connection in our bodies, so sinking down. Connecting with the earth, floating up, sinking down, floating up, sinking down, and floating up. Okay, and we're going to switch it round. So we're going to float down really lightly. And we're going to push up from the earth. Float down. Push up from the earth. Float down. And push up from the earth. Okay, excellent. We're just going to stand for a second. And let's just do another whole body scan. We're just going to scan through our body again. Just see if you can feel how much we've changed our energy, how we're standing, how we're feeling on the earth, how much freer everything is, how things are more connected. And we're just going to I'll just check in with everyone, see how you've done this week. I hope you've enjoyed this week. I hope you've enjoyed point of the week. And I'm going to run the how are you feeling now poll, just see if we've got any reactions. How do you feel now? Here we go. And the answer is more balanced, generally about the same, or less balanced. Okay, we asked the less balanced question because sometimes you can have a reaction to the session, which is a normal part of the process, a healing process. Okay, we've got one person that feels less balanced. Okay, so I would recommend you just repeat the exercise, maybe get some one-to-one help from us, call us up if you need that. And those of you who feel about the same, I'd really encourage you to repeat the exercise this week. Just check out the recording and join us. Join it and repeat it as much as you can. If you need any help, you need a treatment, and you're nearby, then please see if you can book in for a Shiatsu treatment. We're all pretty much working now. We're getting people into the centre. Okay, big shout out to Basti. Thank you. I can see the chat's been really active. Just want to remind you that you may be one of those strange people that believes that imbalances are believed by some people to affect health. I love that. It is brilliant, yeah. What I want to know is, some people, there really are people who believe that imbalances don't affect your health. That's the strange that's thing. Amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, I think the Boots lawyers must have gone through that to make sure they didn't put any claims out on it, that could be, that could infringe the advertising laws. Anyway, had a great time. Thank you for showing up on the Wednesday class. Hope you're enjoying the recording if you're checking out the recording. Thanks so much, Basti. See you next week for another point of the week and some more exercise and checking in. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye. Bye.